Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Building Monkey Caves, and we are starting things off in the creative world where I usually test out and build all the things far in advance. And you can probably also see a couple of builds that don't always make it into the game. Um, and of course you see a lot of things that are unfinished, and you can see some prototypes. For example, if you remember the episode where we built the amethyst theme, um, we talked about like getting this wood and replacing it with either the striped variant or using the striped crimson variant and eventually setting on this one. So you can see a lot of variety and yeah, a lot of unused builds as well. Here you can, for example, see a prototype for the thing that I showed you in the last episode, at the end of the episode, with the pots and the buttons. And now you're probably wondering, why are we in this world? Because you've built pretty much everything that we see here, except for the things you don't even plan on using. Well, that might be true, but there is one thing that we can do here. The one thing this world has is a lot of space and flat terrain that I can easily build on and test some things out before actually putting it in the Moggy Caves world. So today's plans, as mentioned in the previous episode, is we need to come up with some mini games that are quite different from each other. We already have a parkour and like a correct order thingy, so we need to think of something that we can incorporate into the builds that is quite easy, doesn't take up too much space, and yeah, we'll have to see where we put everything, but this is going to be the world where we test these things. Now, one reason that I'm doing it here is because I don't know quite yet what task is gonna be in what theme. So imagine I put one thing in the snowy theme, but later realize it might make a lot more sense in the hellish theme. So yep, that's what we're here to test, and let's see what exactly we can come up with. So one of my first ideas was to have a target block and quite a distance with the player, and they have to hit it in a specific spot. Maybe not entirely in the bullseye, but definitely close enough. So maybe inside of this area right here. And I do believe that it gives a different signal strength every time you shoot it, at least at a different place. So if I shoot it, for example, over here, it gives a lower signal strength than if I were to shoot it over there. Let's just test that out real quick. So I'm just going to put this here. So let's quickly check. Let's shoot it in this corner right here. Never mind, I missed, and from this close. So that only gives 2. Let's do it a bit closer. That gives, okay, I think it was 5. And over here, that lights it up all the way. Okay. So I don't want to say you need to hit it in the center, but yeah, I think that area it's good enough. So as long as it's higher than this, that's okay. So we want it to be from over here, which is 7 blocks at the very least. And then we can have like an output with, for example, a dropper that just brings the key over to you. So let's say we want the player to stand all the way over here and then shoot it at the target block. Yep, there we go. I think that's actually a bullseye. That's very nice. Yep, it is. So it's definitely not too difficult. So maybe we actually want it even further back. But yeah, we'll just have this, and instead of the dropper here, we'll have the white shulker box somewhere over here, and it will just bring the item into the shulker box immediately upon hitting the bullseye or the white area around it. Then next up we have a game of lights out. I just found a video on YouTube, and I'll be sure to link it in the description, which basically you press a button and some of the lights go on and off and all of that, and you need to make it so that all of the lights go on. I'm not entirely sure how it works. I have yet to check the tutorial myself at this point, but upon watching the video itself where the person displays it, I would say it fits perfect for at least one of the themes. Now, one of the ideas that I also had that I'm not quite sure about just yet, because I do want the puzzles to be able to reset themselves, is to have a cauldron and that you need to fill it up with water. Now, the good thing about this is that I can find out when it's full or empty with a comparator. The bad thing is I will need to replace the cauldron. I will need to make it so that you need to use glass bottles because a simple bucket would be too easy. And also with the level designs of Moggy Caves itself, I kind of don't want the player to be crafting buckets. I'm not sure if in adventure mode you can actually take it out. Okay, you can't. Okay, but can you... But I believe you can. Yes, you can still fill up water bottles. So this would be a good option if the theme itself doesn't have any or much water, because it would make you either go to a specific theme that does have it, such as the flooded theme, or it would make you look for a specific source within that theme that also has water. I think the next one is quite obvious, but of course it's going to be in the honey theme if I end up using it, and that is to make a little bit of a parkour with honey, which, as you know, there already is one. So maybe I'll actually replace the brown shulker box over there with a white one, and I need to place the brown one somewhere else. I'm not quite sure yet, but that of course is an option. Next, I want to find out how high you can actually go with a wind charge, and that's actually pretty high. So I mean, I was going to see like if I couldn't make this, if I could make the other ones at least. But let's see. Okay, that's a little... Let's try this again. Okay, maybe what we can do is have it... I don't know how I just did that first try, but I went very high for sure. However, I think, yeah, you can still spam it. So let me just grab a bunch and go into adventure mode and... Yeah, it is possible, but then of course the player would need to have several wind charges to make this possible. And the problem with that is that, sure, I can give the player wind charges in the caves itself, but if they can just walk away, that's a little annoying. And especially if the player can just grab stacks and stacks within the cave and then just use two to get out of the hole or something, then yeah, they're still left with a lot of wind charges that they can use elsewhere, and I don't want that. Now, this idea might be a little controversial, so I'm open to suggestions of changing it, but we already do have a mini game over here in the love theme, which requires 2 players, which is what made it controversial, because it would kind of lock you out of these rewards if you play it on your own. But what I was thinking was, maybe what we can do is replace one of these with the pink lobby key. So while I do want to encourage multiplayer, I don't want to make it so that it has to be done. Maybe one thing that could solve this issue is by putting one barrel over there, or one pink shulker box, and always making sure that there's at least one in there. So you could do it alone, but you are still missing out on a lot, and this is like the final moment to grab it. So that will make it risky. However, I'm not really seeing a good place to put the redstone, so perhaps it needs to go over here. So let's put the pink keys in here. And let's give this ride a test. So what we should see is that all the shulker boxes are empty except for one. So empty, empty, and oh man, I couldn't grab it. And we'll have to pay extra attention to where to click this time. I guess that's the disadvantage. Ah man, we didn't get it again. Okay, maybe I actually need to make it a bit easier to grab that one. If I'm not able to grab it this time, I'm just gonna move the shulker box up by one block. But let's see. Yep, I got it. Okay, well, unfortunately, I didn't actually get the key. But as you can see, it is in there. And what are you doing here? Go back. It's now single player compatible, which means you can actually get all these things, including the wings, in single player. No, that's actually not true. You're able to get a key. Huh. Do I want to remove this trait then? I completely forgot I was meant to put these in there, but it actually makes sense to put this in there. Huh, indeed. You know what? I'll remove this trait. And this just shows that sometimes I am an amazing idiot. But I always do the right thing somehow. I don't know how I do this. I mess up, yet I do the right thing. It's incredible. I'm so stupid, I'm actually a genius. So yeah, all these rewards still remain multiplayer only, which is unfortunate for the people who want to get Sienna's wings, but you know, this is just a little bit of a lore item anyway. It's not like you actually want to wear this all the time. This does mean, however, that I need to replace this shulker box with a white one, because I don't want to confuse the players and I want to make it clear that this is actually the one where you get the keys from. Okay, so I have changed this room a little bit, and now you can actually parkour to over here, not immediately from here. But if you just go in here, you can pick up the white shulker box or the key that's in here from over here. And you can actually just jump back onto this bee and continue your path to the brown shulker box. I like that idea. So now all we need to do is actually link this up with the redstone. And, well, put the redstone over here, of course, because that makes this possible. Without it, it would not really be much. Okay, I have copied the design into my own world, and shout out to Sulotl, who is the one who came up with this. So, like I said before, link down below in the description if I don't forget. And yeah, so basically how this game works is you want all the lights to be turned on. So, while we have a nice start over here, I don't think this is going to last very long. Like if we want to turn on this one, of course that one will go out. So now we're stuck with these two. Let's see, maybe what we can do is actually turn these off, then turn this one on. Okay, let's just try stuff. Yeah, now is when we're gonna be stuck with always one that's going to be turned off. Unless, let's see, maybe I can solve it still. Yeah, this is definitely not too easy. Yeah, and now I'm stuck with this again. So, as you can tell, there's definitely a little bit of thinking required. So, yeah, this definitely has found my weakness. Actually, if I can turn that one off, then maybe... No. Yeah, now we're gonna be with that one again, so let's try this. Okay. Maybe the middle one next. Nope, not this one. Let's try this one, then this one. Okay, so the middle ones are active, then the outer buttons, and ta-da! Okay, so we got the shulker box over here, the game over here, so I'm just going to skip to the end when I've actually done this, but we're gonna check if it actually works. There's a key, and yep, that's looking pretty random. Okay, perfect. Then this is now solved. And the idea I had was this could be the archery thingy with the target block. Well, you know how I was saying use a bow and arrow? I mean, I'm still looking for the target block. There it is. Yeah, what we could also do is use a snowball. So I'll quickly demonstrate. So we can have a target block over here, and as long as we hit it within a certain area, it should also light up. So I don't want to reveal exactly where this is, but just outside here there's a button on the wall, and you can press it every once in like 30 seconds. There's a lot of delay on there, but you will get one snowball, and you can use the snowball to throw it at the target. And that time I actually got it, so I still need to put the keys in, but yeah, that's how it works. And you can see I have a little bit of glass here to indicate don't go further than this. If you decide to be stupid and you're like, I can make it past this, well, yes, you could technically make it past the glass. But I don't know if you can see the difference in texture when it comes to the snow. But this is indeed powdered snow. And if you think, I'll get out, believe me, you won't. You're stuck. You can throw the snowball on here from closer up, and sure, you'll get the reward. But will it have been worth it? Probably not, because you're gonna die. Now I gotta be honest, I did not think I was going to be able to make this in Minecraft, but here we are. So, what is this? This is a rhythm game. So, what's going to happen is you're going to start the game. That's what the yellow line here is for. And then at the right time, you will actually have to press this button right here to match the beat. So, let's demonstrate. Of course, these are just wool blocks for now. Maybe I'll change them to gold or ice or hay blocks. I'm not sure yet. Or I might just tweak it a little bit like this. So, let's start it. Now, yes. Hey, there we go. Ah, too bad, we didn't get the last one. You'll actually hear it if you failed it or not, because it will not make a sound if you didn't do it. So, yep, there we go. This is that game, and this is where we're going to have the output. So, you can actually have one fail. I'll allow you one fail, and there we go. Let's actually do this instead. So this is going to be the output, and for now let's use a dispenser and let's get some firework rockets. So if I succeed, I will be able to hear the fireworks this time. Yep, there we go. That's a good sign. Alright then. And the game does actually reset itself as well. So this is always going to have 8 swords in here. There are always gonna be 7 over here because I'll allow for one fail. And the lights will always look like this. So I quite like this, and now I need to just copy this over into the Moggy Caves world, but also need to find a place for it, of course. the nice thing is we only really need a place with like 2 buttons, or yeah, that's really all we need. A place with 2 buttons, and of course a place to put the shulker box. So now in the Sculk theme we have an extra door here, and if you just hit the activator, which is right over there, it will open up. And here we are. So this is the shulker box where you'll get the key. This is just to open the door again. I've tried making it so that no mobs will open this door while you're doing this. Hopefully it works. And yep, so here's the start button. Here's the 1, 2, 3, hit it! So I've done a little bit more thinking on what kind of minigames I can include, and I have actually included minigames for these 3 levels as well now. And these are the only 3 levels remaining that don't have a game yet. So let's go check out the 3 that I've just built off camera real quick. Starting in the swamp theme. And this may not appear too obvious at the first sight, but you'll find out soon enough what's going to happen here. Yes, you have to stand on this slime block, push the button over here, and it's going to launch you over here. Then this is going to launch you over there, and this will launch you up just so you can get over here. Now, this is, however, a little bit unpredictable because you don't always make the jumps. So let's just stand over here and press the button, and yeah, as you can see, it's okay, it's actually doing it this time. But there were a couple of times where it really depends on where exactly you're standing. Like, you have to be pixel perfect, and well, adventure mode and survival don't really help a lot sometimes. Like, you're not being shot as far, what I'm noticing. But it is still possible. Like, I have done this. So, let's see. Yep, okay, we made it this time. Very nice. And, of course, the key will be in here. Now, yes, I did have the lights on again. This is how it looks without that texture pack on. And it looks a lot more like the swamp theme already. Now, here we are in the flooded theme, and immediately you'll probably notice this boat over here. And I am going to try and avoid the spoilers that show the directions. You've probably already just seen those arrows, but I'm going to try to avoid the other ones. And this is where it kind of becomes unclear which direction you need to go into. So do you need to go here, here, or here? It's very hard to see because you don't actually see what's behind those curtains. So you're either going to have to make a guess, or you're going to have to pay attention and remember the order in which you need to go. Eventually, however, you'll get to this tunnel right here. And if you just go straight forward, yep, there you go. The shulker box with the key inside of it. And lastly, we have the key in the abandoned theme. And you may remember that there is a library over here. And there was nothing inside of it at first. But now there is. And while there is no key in here now, there will be a key inside of it. And yeah, that's easy to grab, isn't it? Because there's just a key inside of it, and you can grab it and you can just run out. Right? Well, allow me to show you what actually happens when you do take out the key. Ooh, nothing happened. I'm still alive. I'm stuck in here. So, yeah. Good luck getting out of this room once you've got the key. And if you're wondering, oh, I'll just put the key back in there. That's not gonna do anything. So you can also try, of course, different items, but nope, nothing is going to save you from being trapped here. So hopefully you can find a way out of here. So that leaves us with the Amethyst lobby, the Nether lobby, and the Mushroom lobby, which are all gonna be put in their respective themes. But I still have no clue what kind of minigame I should go for with those themes. But if you have any suggestions, of course, let me know. And let me know which theme, or not theme, but which minigame is actually your favorite. Which did you like the most and which would you love to give a try? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know what to do. And bye bye.